What up, YouTube? I'm back with another video on the 4 agreements. This video is gonna be on chapter 3. It's just notes I took from the book, and then I'm gonna just mix it in with some personal dialogue, commentary. So let's go. So you take things personally because you agree with it, and as soon as you agree with something that you take personally, if it's negative, the poison, like poison and negativity is like the same thing. So the poison will run through you. Another thing is, like, people think they're responsible for everything. Taking things personal leads to assumptions that they know what's in our world, and we try to impose our world into theirs. Taking things personally, you end up becoming the garbage that you accept. Whatever you feel / think is it's not your problem. You understand that whatever somebody else think and how they feel is their problems. And like I said, it's something that they think and they feel. It's separate from you. It's the way that they see the world. It's not what I'm saying. And when people speak against each other, it's not really, and let's say they mad or something, it's like, they said it's like, it's not what I'm saying that's hurting you. It's really the wounds that I am touching with the words, with what I'm saying to you. They talk about this idea of your life being a movie, and you are the main character. You are the producer. This is your movie. This is your whole cinematic universe. This is your whole company. It's yours. Your life is yours. It's no one's truth but yours. If you get that mad at me, I know that you're dealing with something with yourself. And I'm an excuse for you to get mad because you are afraid of yourself. When you feel good, everything around you is good. If everything is great, everything around you is great. And like I said, all of that is usually because somewhere you are loving yourself. It is not necessary, and that's one thing I like this note, and it was like, it's not necessary to believe anything. It's not necessary for you to believe anything that people tell you, whether it's good or bad. Even opinions about yourself aren't true. Don't take what you hear in your head personally. The mind lives in multiple dimensions. Every agreement is like a separate being. It has its own personality and its own voice. Wherever you go, you will find people lying to you, my bad. As your awareness grows, you will also learn that you lie to yourself. Do not expect people to tell you the truth because they lie to themselves. People lie because they are afraid. Telling yourself the truth is the only way to truly grow. It may hurt, but you don't get attached to the pain. You will find that you don't need to trust others as much as you need to trust yourself to make the right choices. By not agreeing to opinions / agreements, word will only affect the sender. You are responsible for your own actions, not anyone else's. You must learn to trust yourself to make decisions. You can hardly be hurt by careless comments or actions by others. You can freely move through the heart openly, saying I love you without fear of rejection or fear of being ridiculed, allowing a state of bliss. Now, I think this from a regular life circumstance, or this point of view of just not taking things personally is, you know, everybody got their own life. Everybody go through a lot of things, their own trials and tribulations. So, like I said, a lot of people not able to sidestep their own emotions, and they can just move through life without being like just projecting outward what's going on in their own mind and their head. Like, when I work at any job where you gotta deal with people, you understand that people are always, like I said, some people just rude, and some people just always going through something. Like I said, all those things are just internally. Like, you know, people may be rude, but that's just because maybe they going through something in their life, and that's just the way it is. Some people just grew up and had a terrible ass life, so like I said, they just have a unlimited power source of negativity and just rudeness inside of their body, so that's where they operate from their previous life experiences. But like I said, some people may have terrible upbringings, and like I said, some people know how to flip it, and like I said, just, you know, be more of a positive person. Like, I think I'm an individual like that. I think when I'm at work, like when I did work, I would always knew people go through things. So I think always like I said, not like I said, but you being aware of your actions will make a lot of your own life easier. In the sense of that, like people aren't aware, so by you being aware and understanding like that, by me being not being more negative, but me, let's say somebody coming with an attitude and me reciprocating that attitude, you're making a situation a lot worse than it has to be. And like I said, causing more stress on yourself. And I think just period, that's like a very, like, I wouldn't say superficial, but that's like the more common like thing, like situations, like you come across people with bad attitudes and you have to learn how to maneuver through them and just be objective and not really be in like your own, I don't want to say ego, but just your own person, like your personality. You can't just respond like how you respond just because, let's say, people that just follow their job rules and just expectations. Like I said, some people can lose their job for being, rude or something back to people, but I think it's like a line where you got to draw where it's like, I'm not going to be rude to this person, but I understand that they may be going through something and I'm not going through something, so I'm not about to allow them, even though they may be going through something real bad, to affect me and cause me to act out of character. I feel like that's one area where you should not take things personal. And if you do, like I said, you'll be a victim of them. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it's like they poison that they sent you is going to reach you and it's going to affect you. So I feel like that's one area that people, honestly, I wish more people understood, but I think I understand it a lot, and that's pretty valuable. You will sidestep a lot of drama. Like I said, it may irritate you that you sidestepped it, but it's something that, it's like a skill I feel like most people should have. I feel like a lot of workers, like when I was working, people didn't really have it. People, like I said, they claim they have it, but it's something that's really got to be honed and it got to be really like tested. Because, just like I said, there's something wrong with people. I'm not going to lie. And next part is, I think I really like this part when they was speaking about lying to yourself and just lying to people. And I think it just really shows you like how far the mind goes. But it was saying that like people will always lie to you. It's not even like it's not a bad way. It's just, that's just the way it is. Like people always are lying. Whether, like I said, whether people like to admit it or not, or whether people want to believe it or not, I especially, like, take me personally. I didn't think I was, even though it was like this. It was a certain point in time where I was lying to myself, but I was lying to people more. And I believe that I got to the point where I wasn't really lying to people anymore. And like I said, it was cool and all, like I said, but the thing about that was I was deceiving myself and I was lying to myself and trying to brainwash my own self to believe these certain ways and these certain ideals and these things, because I think that's what, like I said, that's what I wanted to believe. Like I said, everybody's stuck in their own fantasy, whether it's good or bad, or not fantasy. Everybody's stuck in their fantasy or their hell, depending on, like I said, if it's good or bad. But that's just how, I think that's how people are. Like I said, I think a lot of this book is like a reflection of people. Of course it would be, but it's like, this book, even though the book has standard, like the agreements are very standard, is making me realize a lot of things on a deeper level, and I think I really appreciate that. And it was speaking about this thing about the agreements being like its own separate beings in your head. It was speaking about something called the miguel, and it was a phrase for I believe it is, well, the translation was basically 1,000 beings, or 1,000 beings, but 1,000 things at once. That's not the translation, but it was something along the lines of that. I'm sorry, I really slipped my mind, but it was speaking about how basically it's like 1,000 people in your head talking and nobody's really listening. So it's really just chaos. And then many of those things talking is like it's full. In my head, I think that that really resonated with me, and it was just speaking about how but in my own mind, until you take the time to sort out your thoughts, it would just be a lot of people, a lot of versions of yourself, kid version, adult versions, just angry versions, mad versions. It's all these emotions it's all these things in your head, many people inside your head with many personalities, and they always at battle. And you have to learn how to get all of these people to really come on one accord so you can accomplish whatever you set out to accomplish, or even just have some sense of stability in your mind. And I think this part really hit me when I was really just looking over it. And I think there's another part in it was like, when you learn to trust yourself, you don't really worry about trusting other individuals. And I'm not gonna lie, it had me thinking, and it had me speechless. And I'm sitting there thinking how can you, I get why you can trust yourself so much that you don't really gotta trust other people, but I don't know, it's like my mind can't wrap around it, and it's irritating me, but it's a good irritation. It's like I really trying to figure out like what do that mean. And I think I'm gonna research it later, but it's something that I just can't really grasp, like, for real. And like I said, I'm gonna ask around. I'm probably ask some other individuals about what that means. But yeah, if you like the video, say it in the comment section. I'm about to say, if you disagree with me, give me any tips or anything about this YouTube, go ahead and do that. That's greatly appreciated, and y'all have a good rest of your day.